All right, interviewers, why don't you come on up front here? This is our first one, so watch the format on how it works. You'll obviously be the interviewer at some point.
Well, first of all, thank you for coming here. The importance of this particular form of writing is when a person comes into my office that I'm meeting with, I will get all this information, and this becomes part of their file, and their file is everlasting. And I can be called to court at any time, and I have to be able to jog my memory as to what's going on with the situation to testify. And it's really important as far as a communication tool to highlight the information, but to recall if it was done and why, or what the circumstances were, because I would be called to court to say why didn't he do it or what were. Especially with judges, you have to use your wording very clearly, because if they get the impression that you're telling them what to do, that's not a good thing. And they take exception to that, so you have to be careful with your wording. So again, the writing style is very important.
Can somebody tell me what would the difference be between the letter that we just showed that was written to the judge and the language used in this report? Summarize that just real quickly for me. What would be the difference in the language style?
Organized, taking good notes is important. Being able to take the notes that are the most important and then being able to put that into paragraphs.
And we do a lot of talk about determining important facts from irrelevant facts. So that's because you report facts and opinion.
Exactly.
But you want to be very clear on which is which.
Yeah. No, I have to be honest. I did not understand the value of writing when I was younger. I didn't dislike it. I enjoyed it. I did it. But I just didn't understand how valuable it was. And when I took this job, it became apparent that I would need to improve my writing skills in order to be more efficient.
I noticed in one of the documents it said aggravated assault, and I'm not exactly sure what that means. Do you assist the lawyer in writing a sentence or working with the lawyer in a court possibly?
Yeah.
Do you ever work with anybody who gets out of jail and then goes back into jail?
The person, do you read the report that you've written, or do you just send it to the judge or whoever, and they read it separately? When you're meeting with someone, do you take notes about what they're saying?
Good question.
When you got this job, did you know there'd be so much writing involved?
A single report, like how much thought do you need to put into each one of them?
In your jot notes, do you include the person's emotions, or is it just writing about what they're saying?
If in that, like, the sheet of paper, if there was like some false information or some information was left out, would that change, like, if they were to go to jail or if they were to, like, their time in jail?
So, are there any other important skills to know as a probation officer?
Which perspective of writing do you use most?
In the interview process, when we interview probation officers, there's a writing component. That's part of the interview. So again, the importance for me, because one of my areas of weakness is what I want to say is not necessarily what's on the paper at times, if it's a really complex report. So they will say to me, I don't understand this, and then I can say, oh, that's not what I meant, and just by having someone reflect that, it becomes a lot more clear.
Thanks for taking your time and to come here and talk to us about your job. It was a real honor.
Give her a round of applause, everyone.